File formats. Let's talk a little bit about file formats used in computer graphics. Before we begin with file formats, let's talk more broadly with raster and vector graphics. Let's first start with raster graphics. So define what raster is. Basically, it's a row of pixels. So we can call it kind of a grid of dots, which we would call the pixels, that contain the color information. So that grouping of pixels with that color information then make up a shape or an object, basically what we see. So raster graphics are resolution dependent. This means that we depend on the resolution for the quality, which then makes these file sizes become quite large. Typically, raster graphics will be a very large, if it's a high resolution, it's going to be a large file. When you transform a raster graphic, basically what happens is you stretch the pixels. This can result in what we would call pixelized, or it becomes a blurry image. So when you enlarge the image, basically the computer is trying to guess at what of that data, that image data is missing, and then trying to add it, which of course it's just, it's not there. So it's just adding basically what it thinks it should be, making the image blurry. So raster graphics are versatile. They can be used in multiple software applications. So you'll see a lot of raster graphics. It'll probably be one of the most common types of graphics that you work with. Adobe Photoshop is really this industry standard image editor that is used to create, design, and edit raster graphics. Photoshop can do a little bit of vector, but it was built on the raster graphic platform. Contrasting with raster is vector. So vector graphics are made up of lines. They're described mathematically. So they do not become pixelated. They are what we call resolution independent of pixels. So the file sizes tend to be smaller. Okay, so vector images are really digital artwork in which points, lines, curves, all of these components are calculated by the computer. So essentially, it's one ginormous math equation. And then every sort of equation can be assigned a color, a stroke, a thickness, any of those attributes. So we typically use vector images as in logos, icons, typesetting, and illustrations.